This is the 2023 Acura TLX Type S. I'm going to show you exactly what you get for $63,149 if this is a model you want to buy. And there are some additions that Orr Acura here in Shreveport, Louisiana, where I borrowed this model from, has added to the vehicle. That's a little bit of a price change there, but you do get some added features that are going to help in a multitude of ways with this particular model of vehicle. If you want to buy this Type S, the Acura TLX Type S in the video today, check out the link down in the description of the video. It will take you right to Orr Acura's website. And for those who may be wondering why I'm filming in this particular area, it's because it's rather windy outside and I want to give you the best audio quality possible. One of the biggest advantages here is going to be all-wheel drive, because obviously that is going to greatly improve handling and make this Acura so much more fun to drive. And one change I should say for 2023 is the Type S PMC model debuts. Other than that, everything remains the same, but there's still a lot to talk about here. Great handling, and the ELS audio system definitely makes for a great experience as far as hearing the audio, depending on what you're listening to. And we'll take a closer look at everything in the interior here as we work our way through the tour of this Type S TLX. Now, one thing I do want to point out, you'll notice that kind of flickering effect that we have here. Well, I apologize that it's due to the shutter speed on my GoPro, so you can't actually make your Acura do that. I've had people ask about that. But we do have the Jewel Eye LED headlights, the LED daytime running lights that really just has a nice look. I like how it has the little drop right here and then works its way up and kind of curves around just a little bit. A very nice look. LED lighting basically everywhere you look. Now, you will have the Type S logo right here, obviously. Let everybody know what's going on with the vehicle and what it is. The surround is going to be gloss black, and I just can't say enough about how much I like the way the overall look of the grille appears. It looks like the vehicle is already moving with the design here. Now, if you might wonder about this plate right here that's over the Acura logo, what that is for is to make sure that all of the information is fed back to the safety system that this vehicle has with the adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, all that good stuff. It's all there, but it's so far back that it actually amplifies the signal to make sure that it gets to it. And we're going to have more of that gloss black right down here with the front splitter. A very nice look with the way it works its way up and just has kind of the right curvature to it, we'll say, so to speak. Looks very nice. Everything is the right angle. And then I like the line that we have right here in the center of the hood. See how that just kind of works its way up and fades away as we work towards the center and the top of the hood right there. So an overall nice look. Tire size, 255 on the width, and then you're going to have the 35 series sidewall and the lightweight 20-inch wheels. Obviously, the Acura logo here on that nice bright red brake caliper looks very nice. And then we're going to finish things off here on the front end with another Type S logo. Now, I already showed you a couple of shots where you can see that you do have the turn signal indicator built in right here. You've got the body color on the lower portion of the side view mirrors and the gloss black on the top. These are heated, power adjustable, and power folding side view mirrors. Give you a quick look at the remote before I demonstrate the power folding ability here as far as what we have. And then we'll hit the button right there and you can see that they do indeed fold in. That seems to be a strong selling point with a lot of customers because a lot of people ask about that. At least a lot of you do in the comments section on my videos. You're also going to have the sunroof right here, the body color shark fin antenna. Tell me what you think. Should that be gloss black? Well, always interested to know what you think about that. And then back here, we're going to have the spoiler, the black spoiler. That fits perfectly. That does not need to be body color, so I like what Acura has done here. We do have the LED taillights as well. Nice exhaust back here, the dual exhaust, and then you've got that very nice rear diffuser. That's definitely going to help with airflow on the rear of the vehicle and get everything flowing in the direction that it needs to. And under the hood, a motor that is definitely going to get the job here done in a big way. 355 horsepower, 354 pounds-feet of torque from the 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and obviously is all-wheel drive. And I do like the fact that, especially at the price point where you buy this vehicle, that you don't have to go looking for the manual prop rod to keep the hood up. You have the hydraulic struts right here. That's good. 0 to 60, 4.5 seconds. Top speed is 155 miles per hour. And let's take a look at what the MPGs are, just so you can see for yourself. 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas is what Acura says you should use for every 100 miles you drive. And if you're curious, the gas tank size is 15.9 gallons. And by the way, there are some things that Orr Acura has added here, including the window tint, the splash guards. We're going to have the all-weather floor mats that will really be a benefit in a multitude of ways. You will also find that this platinum white exterior color also has extra protection added. So there's a few things that you might say, well, that seems like kind of a jacked up price a little bit. It is a little bit higher than what you would have normally paid, but you also have those additions that you wouldn't normally have. And by the way, before anybody says anything down in the comments section, and they may already have paused the video and done so, these are performance tires. And just so you can see the other set of exhaust tips back here, you do have quad exhausts, so 2 on each side really makes it look nice and balanced. The SH all-wheel drive logo right there, and the LED taillights. I did turn those on this time so you could get a good look at everything. And check out the blinker right here. That looks nice. It's one of the reasons why you want to use those when you're driving down the road. Now, something that might be a challenge for some people, for whatever reason, if you're not familiar with your TLX, maybe not with the Acura brand, and you're saying to yourself, well, how do I open this trunk from the rear area right here? You don't push on the logo. There's nothing right here above the license plate. The button is almost hidden away in the taillight housing right here. So you're just going to push that, and it's dampened. It's going to open up and reveal your 13.5 cubic feet of cargo capacity. So here's the thing. To maximize that cargo capacity, you're going to pull on those levers right there, and what that's going to do for you is allow you to come right in here, and you can drop both sides. I'm only going to do one, but you can drop both sides and see what you have cargo space-wise, as far as maximizing your cargo capacity and getting our first real in-depth look at the red interior. All right, let's take a closer look, starting with the door panels in the rear seat area. Again, a really nice contrast here between the red interior with all of the black. You do have these soft touch materials right here. It's actually very comfortable. It may not feel as soft to the touch as you might think it is when you lay your arm on there, but it is very comfortable. It does have a lot of give actually, so very comfortable on the armrest right there. And then we have a nice door bin right here. And let's take a look at the interior space as far as what we have inside for your rear seat passengers. You're going to have the cargo space right here, as far as, or not really cargo, but the pockets on the rear of the seats. Also going to have the air conditioning vents right here, and there is a fold-down armrest with cup holders built in. Pretty much what you would expect to see here. A little tray right there for some snacks behind the drinks. Make rear seat passengers nice and happy, and for when driving spiritedly, they do have the oh crap handles they can grab onto. And taking a look at the passenger side door panel, if you are a door bin snob and you're going to be a passenger in this TLX, well, guess what? You better call for shotgun so you get the larger door bin. Again, the nice, comfortable armrest. And I like the overall design here of what Acura has done with this door panel. It has some character lines to it, so to speak. It doesn't just look typical. The Type S logo there on the door sill, and you will find power, heated, and ventilated seats for the driver and the passenger. And then we'll take a look here at what we have as far as that, really the design with the door panel working its way into the interior right here. So with the overall design, there's what you have. Let's see if we can open the glove box. No gloves in the glove box, but it is a glove box, and you can see what kind of space you have in there. Quite a bit of space. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about functionality here, but you can see that you do have the push-button shifter. Here's your driving mode selector. Quite a nice setup right here. And then wireless charging for the cell phone. Going to have the Well, I'm using it as a sunglass holder, but obviously the cup holder's right there. And then the multitasking lid for the center console, again, with that nice red interior finish on it. And then inside, you're going to find quite a bit of space in there, and you can see some of your connectivity options as well. And one thing I wanted to show you here that I've shown on a lot of other vehicles that have it, but here is where you activate the child safety locks. I know a lot of people might say, well, the child safety locks have always been on the rear doors. You don't always activate them on the rear doors. So very important point here. If this button is in the up position, then they're not active. When it's in the down position, they are active. And if you are out in the middle of nowhere and you want to check out the back seat of your TLX, make sure that at least one door is open. Otherwise, you're going to have to crawl through the pass-through right there. And if you're quick or if you're nimble enough to do that, and able to flex right, well, maybe not a problem. But if it is hard to get through there, well, it'd be better to just make sure that the rear doors are open, especially when you have no one around to help you. So let's take a look at what we have on the driver's side here. You pretty much can expect what you see here, I think, for the most part. You will have seat memory right here, 2 different settings, and then we're going to have some of those safety features I talked about earlier right here. You can activate those or turn them off if you want to. And you do have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel right here. Here's the release that you'll just drop down to make that work. Now, I want to hop inside here and let you hear and see what happens when you get in the vehicle. And that's not all. It's also going to do something when we start the car, and then when we go to turn everything back off, then it's going to give you kind of the vehicle actually leaving. I guess it's almost signifying that you're leaving the vehicle, but kind of cool. So there you go, and now you see what happens. So I'm going to hit the push button start right there. I'm not going to start the engine since we have the door shut right there, but just to show you what all is here as far as everything goes, you can see the dash coming to life, a very nice look there. And obviously you have your steering wheel mounted controls right here. Everything you would expect to see is here. One thing I really must say I like here is the size of the shifter paddles on the steering wheel. That definitely makes a big difference. And you do have a very nice infotainment screen, but it's not a touch screen. And you might say, why not? Well, here I am reaching for it. There is no way I could reach that while I'm driving without almost having to take my eyes off the road. You know, there's just a lot of problems that can come from that. So you're actually going to use this trackpad right here to manage everything there. You've got a nice little wrist rest right here. That's what this is for. And so it allows you to go through everything that's there and make your selections and do whatever you need to do. Hope you can hear that. But that's what you have right there. Now let me open the door up. I'm going to fire the engine up and we'll go through a couple more features where we need to have the engine running. All right, so now we're going to start everything up here and we'll take a look at what we have up here. You do have dual zone climate control here, so you can sync things together if you want to, or whatever you want to do there. Here's how you're going to change your temperature and everything. Pretty easy to figure out. Let me turn that on so it's actually easy to see. And then we'll turn the fan speed down. I actually need to turn that down because it's actually quite warm today. It's actually in the 60s today in the middle of January in Northwest Louisiana. In fact, I don't need the heated seats on. I could actually use the cooled seats today. And here is the mode selector. And I really like how this works. When you change modes, you get some very nice graphics here as far as what you see on the screen. The vehicle is moving, as you can see, and it just lets you know what's going on with everything. Very, very nice. Even tells you on the instrument cluster as well. You don't get quite the same graphics there, but it does change colors, as you can see. So let's go back through that real quick. As far as sport and normal, all that good stuff, it's all there and all very easy to manage. And then your push button shifter right here, tell me what you think about that. I know there's mixed opinions about push button shifters as far as how that works, but I don't think it's that bad in this particular case. There is the rear view camera, as you can see, and we can even work our way over and change views a little bit. I am using the trackpad to do that, obviously, and so just in case you're wondering, it's kind of hard to show that at the same time, but I will show you something. Let's see if I can do that. Here we go. So here's what happens. If I'm going to change, I need to hold that and just keep my finger in place. It doesn't just stay over there when you do this. See what I mean by that? because I have to actually hold my finger on the pad and then it lets me change views. So I hope that makes sense. In other words, you don't just swipe over and it just stays on whatever you put it on. So we'll go back into park and you can see what else is here. You can turn the auto stop start feature off if you want to. I like to do that because, well, even though a lot of people talk about how the starter isn't used up as much on a lot of vehicles with that system, when it's starting and stopping the engine as much as it can be harmful to the bottom end of the engine. And also, one more thing, let's take a look at the sunroof as far as what we have in this particular model. It is a conventional size. Tell me what you think about that. Would you like to see a panoramic sunroof down the road, or are you happy with what we have here? And by the way, you do have the Type S logo embroidered in there into the headrests on the two front seats. Okay, now that we're out on the road, have a little bit of fun here. I can feel the handling capabilities of this TLX Type S without even going through a sharp corner at a decent rate of speed. You have the adaptive suspension. You've got the suspension that is specifically tuned for this car. Everything is meant for performance. You have the performance tires as well. Timing just isn't going to work its way for us, I don't believe, to go through this corner right here, but we'll wait until traffic clears. But overall, I tell you what, this is just a fun vehicle to drive, and it's really practical. Is one of the best things about it, is that it's not just a great vehicle for having fun and enjoying driving, but it's also very practical. So we're going to let the traffic get in front of us just a little bit. We'll step on it some. Pretty impressive, actually. One thing about something like this, a vehicle like this, is that the size of the vehicle really contributes to it maybe not feeling like it's moving as quickly as it is. But don't forget, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. That is not, well, it's not really slow. It may not be the neck-snapping performance of other vehicles on the road, but it's a four-door car, it's heavier, and, you know, I think that's fairly impressive for what it is. You definitely get a lot. You've got so many features here as far as all your safety features, rear cross traffic alerts, all the blind spot monitoring. Everything is here that you could possibly, imagine as far as the overall features of this model goes. And we'll let traffic clear here just a little bit. We'll get out here one more time. Hopefully you can get a good sound of the exhaust on this model. I'm going to be quiet and let you hear it. That's pretty impressive, and the brakes work well. I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Wow, that just sounds so good. I hope you can hear that. The downshifts are even super impressive. Wow, what a great car to drive. I tell you what, if you haven't had the experience of driving one of these TLX Type S models, boy, you need to get to your Acura dealership and try one out for yourself. And that is a tour of the 2023 Acura TLX Type S. And that's what you get for a sticker price of $63,149. And I know there is actually some stuff we didn't cover because we covered every single little thing that this vehicle has. The video would likely be an hour or more longer, and I know I don't want to use that much of your time. You probably wouldn't make it that long anyway. So, got to say a special thanks to my friends here at Orr Acura for loaning me this Acura TLX for the day, and a special thank you to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.